Hello, everyone. You may notice that I'm wearing green. Obviously, St. Patrick's Day for us, I'm doing this on a Tuesday, was yesterday. But we are the Irish. That's part of our heritage as a parish and as our sports teams, and so got the green on even today. But today, I want to talk about another focus. I think I've mentioned on Thursday nights, I'm doing a series on coming to a deeper sense of seeking the Lord and the difference He wants to make in our lives. It's every Thursday through Lent at 7 p.m. But each week, there's a particular theme. The theme this week is how, as we open up to the Lord who really seeks to make a difference in us, how a genuine faith, especially from the Christian perspective, can help us to be more fully human, more fully alive the way God wants us to be. Too often people can look at religion, and especially maybe if you're not going to church regularly and everything, some people have a sense, maybe the way they grew up, that religion somehow puts you down or somehow causes you not to feel very positive about yourself. That's a mistaken notion. Obviously, in Lent, we are aware that we fall short, but the emphasis shouldn't be there. The emphasis is on God's mercy and forgiveness, and God wants to help us. In fact, our faith, the Judeo-Christian faith, starting with Genesis, talks about our deepest identity as human beings is that we are a beloved son or daughter of God. And that every one of us, as Genesis says, is made in the image and likeness of God. And in fact, in Genesis, as they go through all the days, and I may have mentioned this before about the creation each day, and they say, and God saw that it was good. But on the sixth day, as the story goes to give us deeper insights, that it says that God saw that it was very good. So in some real way, are we sinners? Yes. But we're beloved sinners. We're forgiven sinners. And at the core, there's a goodness there. So when we sin, God wants to free us up from that because that keeps us from being the fully human, fully alive, fully vital people we're meant to be. When we sin or do something negative to us and others, that drags us down. Part of the reason He came in Jesus is to lift us up. So we recognize that important sense of identity as beloved children of a loving, forgiving God. Also, another aspect of our Christian faith and other faith traditions is that we live with a greater sense of meaning and purpose. That God, again, going back to the Genesis account to give us a deeper understanding, God wants us to partner with Him in making the world better, in fostering greater justice and peace and love. What a sense of purpose we have. We are partners with God in bringing the world more love. Can we have any greater purpose than that? In whatever way we do, or whatever we do, how we do it with that sense of purpose that God has called us to. And God has said to us through Jesus, I have come to bring life and bring it to the full. So another way, and all these, I've seen this lived out, not only as some intellectual understandings of our faith, but through the years as I've watched people, including myself, come to a deeper faith in Jesus Christ. All this has made a difference and wants to make a difference every day of our lives. So a sense of identity, a sense of purpose and meaning. Also, what's so wonderful, and during Lent, we often speak of mercy, of forgiveness. In the Catholic Christian tradition, for many, it may be the sacrament of reconciliation. And even there, that's meant not to be putting us down. Oh, I got to grovel and how awful I am. No, we recognize we're sinful and how great God is because we're redeemed sinners. We're forgiven sinners. God's grace is pure gift to us, and that we can live with a greater sense of joy because of knowing God's mercy through it all. Another aspect for this is for every one of us. People often ask, what does it mean to love? Well, deepening our ability to love, that the Lord loving us and speaking to us and giving us His amazing grace wants to help us to be more loving toward ourselves in a healthy way and toward others. And when we can be centered in, we have a God who loves us, then we don't have to get negative and resentful because other people aren't as loving. If we look to everybody else, and I've said this before, for our sense of purpose and meaning, it's going to fall short. Human beings do fall short. We do. But here we know at the very heart of it is relationship with a God who loves and forgives, and then wants us to better love each other. Even when we disappoint each other, we love each other anyway because we find our greatest inner strength and peace and identity from a loving God. And so, deepening those relationships, that's what matters most. In our Christian faith, it is love God with your whole being, love your neighbor as yourself. The heart of it is not doctrine, that has a very important place, but the heart of it is relationship. A God who goes out of his way to want to show us his love no matter what we're going through. Another aspect I would talk about is through the presence of the Lord that we're transformed over a lifetime. Sometimes people say, well, gee, I'm still not yet the fully human, fully alive God wants me to be. Well, that's going to be a lifelong journey, and we're only going to come fully to that humanity and life in heaven. But we're steps along the way, and our faith can help us to be transformed, not just based on self-help. Yes, this is what I can do for myself to be better. There's an element of that, but there's an element of amazing grace with the Lord who wants to touch us inwardly, especially prayerfully when we let this God make a difference in us, so we are more transformed, so that we have a sense that, Lord, you're shaping me over a lifetime, and I thank you for that. And you'll never stop shaping me because I always need your amazing grace to become better and better. So, season of Lent, this is the time in all of these ways to remember the Lord wants us to be fully human and fully alive in him, with him, through him, and for him and for one another. Let's allow that Lord to keep making that difference. God bless you.